Hello again. Welcome back to another one of my videos. This is a very nice kit. I remember it. It brings back so many memories. Um, it's an original boxing Matchbox kit of the in 172 scale of the F-104G Starfighter. Um, and it's an original boxing because it comes with that dramatic kind of picture on the box. It tells you it's a two-color kit, and then it tells you a little story down here as well as to why it's there. This one, for example, says, Super Starfighters of the RCAF number 439 Squadron, I suppose, Tiger Squadron, over the RAF base at, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that word, okay? It's probably some Gaelic pronunciation. Scotland, for the annual meeting of the NATO Air Force Tiger Squadrons. Okay, so this is fun. And that's the other thing which was getting me so excited. Apart from the fact that that's the old price, it's that shop, Central Hobby Plus. Those of you who know or have guessed, I'm from Singapore, and Central Hobby Plus is one of those hobby shops that was thriving for a while in Orchard Road in this place called Center Point. And I used to spend so many days there with my kids. And so when I picked up this kit, this was already an old kit. I mean, the shop owner knows that I like old kits, so she pointed this out to me. But yeah, here we go. It's still got part of its cellophane wrapping on, so I'm just going to peel that off. Oh well, maybe not. I'll leave it on because I want that price tag still there. Okay, if you don't mind. Typical Matchbox, as I said, this is an old boxing, so you have this stuff on the side here. I think I have this one. I think don't have the others, but I have that one. I built that one. Let's see, that's the end, and that's what the kit looks like with some explanations in the European languages. And then the highlight, right? The highlight is the back of the box. One, because it shows you all this stuff similar to what you get from a frog kit, but what sets this one apart, of course, is that beautiful little window down there where you get to see what you're going to buy. Okay, so that's also made of cellophane, I think, and you can see already a glance inside as to what you're going to get. All right, markings wise, you have two distinct decal options. One is of course the Royal Canadian Air Force Tiger Meet exercise entry, and then you have a Jagdgeschwader 71 Richthofen Luftwaffe 1966. These two countries were some of the principal operators of the F-104. F-104 is one of my favorite aircraft. So let's pop this box open. And so those are the two colors for the kit here. Let me just gently pull that out. I want to make sure that as I pull this stuff out, I don't damage the cellophane on the box as well. So please bear with me as I wiggle this thing out. So there you are. Yeah, nothing left in the box. Cellophane is still safe. Good. Okay, so put that aside safely. So what do I have? Let's have a look at this. This is the Matchbox decal. The instruction sheet. Again, classic Matchbox, right? The box art is repeated on the front, but this time in some kind of black and white effect. Very, very catching and very evocative. Very simple instruction sheet. Let's look at it from left to right. You have a pilot seat, the pilot himself or herself maybe nowadays, and then you have the usual stuff here, the fuselage, how the pilot fits in, cockpit, canopy glass, bottom panel. That's interesting. That's an unusual way of doing it. I've not seen that done before. Cone, nose cone, pitted tube. Let me see. Undercarriage. Nacelles, the air intakes, and sidewinders. I suppose these are AIM-9Bs. And then let me see. Yeah, sidewinders go on the wing tips. Nose wheel, not much of a wheel well there, obviously, from what I can see. Not much detail as well in the main wheel well for the main undercarriage. Ooh, and there's something here about, I think, the main doors, the main gear doors. You can either have them, they're already supplied to you like this in one piece. So it starts off as being one piece as closed off, or if you want to open them up, well, then you've got to slice them open. I suppose that would be it. Okay. And it should come with a stand, I think. But let's check that out. So that's the instruction sheet, pretty standard Matchbox instruction sheet, and it's in very good condition. It's not yellowed or anything. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to put that away. And let's look at the parts. Two colors. One is white and one is blue. The sprue seems to have bent here, and I'm not sure whether that's deliberate or whether or not that is I think that was deliberate. Yes, it is deliberate. And the reason why it's deliberate is because, as you may know, the Starfighter has a bit of anhedral. The wings point downwards. The main wings point downwards. So to create that, the mold is actually shifted that way. That's interesting. That's a novel approach. And why it was needed to shift that way was because they wanted to make sure that the mounting lug is at the correct angle vis-a-vis the wing itself. Well, that's my interpretation from what I can see. I think this is quite clear. The AIM-9Bs, the undercarriage legs, which look very, very nice actually. You see that, and then the that's the tall tail, the T-tail. That thing goes on top of the tail, the rudder. Very nice wheels. I hope you can see that. Yeah, there you go. It's very, very nice wheels. That's the burner can, and I think that should work for 72 scale. At least it's not a see-through thing. It's not hollow. Let me see. I think that's the engineer intakes, and those are the splitter plates. I think. Seat, not very good, but I think for its vintage, acceptable. There's a pilot that goes on to that. If you want to replace this, it's not that difficult, right? I think Aero Club made replacement F-104Gs, and I think I have a couple lying around in the stash. I'll just have to hunt them down. Those are the main gear doors, which I think I mentioned just now from the instructions. And again, to get the curve, they actually did the mold to follow that curve. So to open it up, you'll have to, that's the cut line. You've got to cut the piece apart. So you get two pieces just for the door open, lowered undercarriage option. Looking at the undercarriage legs, I think it's well worth the effort to cut it open and pose it open gear. If I remember correctly, F-104 models tend to sit properly. They don't need a nose weight, which is unusual for a tricycle undercarriage plane. But I think to be on the safe side, maybe a bit of weight in the nose. Nice detail, and of course you have that infamous recessed panel line detail from Matchbox. But although people tell me that it's a big trench line and everything else, having a look at this, the leading edge slats, for example. you know, slightly deeper than what it should be, I suppose, and also for the control surfaces there, the ailerons. But everything else, I think, looks fine. There's a bit of dirt, I think, on the wing surface. Okay, but there's a bit more of that recessed panel line detail down there. It's nice. If it was to be under a coat of primer and the paint job, I think it should look fine. A bit tricky, I suppose, if you're going to do the silver scheme. You know that when you paint a plain silver, blemishes do come up quite easily. But I think that is workable. It's possible if you really want to. That's the nose wheel, I think. Must be the nose wheel. And then that's the strake that goes underneath the back end of the plane. I think that there it is. We can see that. That's where it goes. The back end of the plane on the bottom of the fuselage. Okay, so that's the white sprue. And then we have the blue sprue. So the blue sprue has been reserved for the fuselage, the main fuselage left and the main fuselage right. Oh, careful about that. Or starboard port. Typical plastic quality from Matchbox. Sturdy. I think it holds detail very well. That's the rudder. This is the tail end of the plane. And an afterburner can will be here. The rudder is nice. The plastic is okay. Panel line is not that bad, you know. I mean, it's not like as if it's really huge, right? I like that. I know I've seen finer panel lines, but I mean, remember, this is a 1970s vintage kit. If I'm not mistaken, this was done in 1975? I think it was 1975. I'll find it. Yeah, I think it was 1975. So, I mean, for a 1975 vintage kit, I think this is actually quite decent. Nose cone. Okay. And I do believe pitted tube was there. You are. Pitted tube is there with the rest of the nose cone. Okay. This is the underbelly of the plane, and that's where the undercarriage would be, and this thing would go here, right? Which is why I say it's an unusual setup, because normally the Starfighter kits that I know, the Airfix one, for example, is split into upper and lower, with the wings mounted kind of like molded integrally with the upper piece. This one has separate wing bits, and you are required to mount them into these slots here, which probably explains why they did that. Okay, it'll be good to try that out. I've got an Airfix Starfighter built up but not completed yet, so I'm not going to show you that until it's finished. It's an incentive for me to finish it. I'm planning to finish it in well, at some point in time. It's in the shelf of shame right now. So yeah, coming back to this kit, pretty straightforward. 2 sprues, 1 white, 1 blue, with that little kink down there, which is very interesting. Show you that one more time. Yeah, I like that. Actually, I really like that a lot. Yeah, recessed panel line up there as well. Okay, and then transparency. Right. So that's the transparency. A bit scuffed, but generally looks like a nice shape, I think. Okay. Now, the big disappointment. It does not appear that there's a decal sheet. Oh, wait a minute. No, sorry. I thought it was there. But no, there does not appear to be a decal sheet. So I think, yeah, we are looking at a incomplete kit, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world, because, I mean, all the parts seem to be there. Okay, and it's not that difficult to get replacement decals for this aircraft. In fact, I do believe I have a couple lying around in the stash as well. So anyway, thank you for having a look with me as I opened this thing and checked up the contents. I will leave this cover on because that really brings back memories. Okay. And let me just put all this back. I hope this brought back memories for some of you. I know some of you out there call yourselves Matchbox fanboys. So this hopefully made your day in some fashion, and this thing won't go in. So maybe what I need to do is just do that and see whether that changes anything. It's a bit of a disappointment that the original decals are not here, but knowing this, it's entirely possible that the decals might not have been usable, and I'm not going to even try and do that again because it really simply will not fit back. That's amazing. But okay, here we are. I'll just leave this there, and then I'll spare you the sight of me forcing those bits back into the box. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Please do leave me comments, and if you don't like the video, by all means, please do tell me why so that I can learn and I can improve. Okay, so this is me signing off. When I do eventually build this kit with whatever decals I can find, I hope to be able to show it to you. Thank you, and I will see you again.